Well, hello, internet friends near and far. Welcome to another episode of Parks and Conversation. This is a podcast where we talk about an episode of the NBC classic sitcom Parks and Recreation. And my name is Jason, and I'm joined all the way across town by the power of the internet by my friend Jeremy. Say hello, Jeremy.
Hey, how's it going?
Man, it is going well. I have a weather update. There's no snow in my backyard. So that's nice. As we're recording this. Yeah. That was a crazy couple of weeks, it seemed, where there was just more snow and then threat of more snow. And now it's just back to the darkness of the wintertime in the Pacific Northwest. Every day I drop my daughter off at school and we both comment, it's so dark.
I'm going to go home and take a nap.
Yeah, I haven't yet. But I think about it.
We'll see how the show goes.
Yeah, we will see. But this episode is a super fun episode. I really enjoy this one. That's one of the reasons why we have this podcast is because I enjoy most of these episodes, and so do you, Jeremy. So, but this is season 4, episode 21, The Bus Tour. And do
you think there's podcasts out there where people are just like, man, I really hate this show. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, they call it like hate watching and hate binging, and yeah, people hate stuff and then they hate it just so they can talk about it, so they can be part of the cultural conversation. And that's not really something I care about. I hate that.
No. Yeah, let's talk about them. Let's have a podcast about them. How much we hate them.
I am waiting for I don't watch a lot of cable television anymore, but like the E network, is that even a thing anymore? I don't know. But they would do like
I think it's pronounced E.
Oh, I wasn't exuberant enough.
But you have to. There's an exclamation mark at.
Right. Okay. I'll try again. The E network. Was that it?
There you go.
Okay.
And now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. So you know how like Joel McHale had The Soup, which was his show where he talked about different things on pop culture. I have not yet found it, but I am just waiting for a E network of podcasts that just talk about other podcasts. And I'm sure it's going to happen. I mean, that's just how technology or, entertainment works. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
It's podcasts all the way down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was part of the government stimulus package for 2021. Everybody gets a podcast. So, listener, thank you. And let us know about your podcast. You can email us at parksandconversation@gmail.com and include a link, like and subscribe, tell your friends. And this episode is brought to you by mattresses. Aren't they great? Mattresses.
We can have podcast battles. like those rap battles, rap beefs, like somebody talks about us, we'll talk about you. We'll just totally just bolster, but we'll be friends in real life. And then, but we just get all those sweet, sweet listeners. And then we do get those Casper promos.
Ads. I would love to have a podcast nemesis. So
no.
Yeah, why not? I'm leaning into the former president's method of being in the world. All publicity is good publicity. Okay. Listen, Conan O'Brien.
Calling you out, Mark Maron.
Yeah, Conan, Mark. Who do you think you are? Podcasting.
Not talking to us.
Yeah. So now that you've been called out, what are you going to do? If you don't respond, you're a coward.
That's right. We win podcasts.
We win podcasts. Yeah. So who else can we call out? There's some people who I just don't want them to know I even exist, though. Their name rhymes with Ogan. That guy. He's what? Yeah. Anyway, I won't say it. Listener, if you like Ogan, good for you. Good for you. Anyway, the bus tour.
Road jogging. All right, the bus tour. Oh yeah, our podcast. Let's do this one.
Yeah,
this is a good one. I like it.
Stop throwing stones and start building bridges into this conversation.
Oh, yeah. like a bridge of butter with a lot of stones in it.
Yeah, it's good. So the campaign's almost over, and the episode starts with Ben sharing some big news, which quickly devolves into Ben and Leslie just flirting with each other, which is annoying. And Anne speaks for all of us in this moment when she says, "Hey, were you going to tell us something?" I felt it all the way in my bones. The way Anne responded, I was like, "Yes, I too am annoyed by their flirting." And the big news is that they have pulled behind Bobby Newport by only 2 points. So they're gaining on them and everybody's excited. And so they're going to do a campaign blitz living in this giant motorhome tour bus, the SS Nope, for the next 24 hours. And Leslie also springs it on Ben that she hopes that they might live in that bus forever. And Ben is not on board with that. So yeah, so it gets off like to say like this is going to be the final push of the campaign, and it cuts to a talking head where Leslie is envisioning her swearing in, and I just love her optimism on how big of a deal she thinks this should be, because she's got tons of press, applause from the crowd, flashing cameras, and she can see out in the crowd President Obama smiling at me. He made it. I didn't think he would come, but he made it. Hey, buddy. And then it cuts to the credits. That is, I think, if I ever meet President Obama, I think this should just be our official greeting for His Majesty President Obama. Hey, buddy.
But you had to do it with your eyes closed. You really...
Hey, buddy. I think that would be totally applicable and well within protocol. But I'm not a protocoltician. So so this episode, it starts off with this blitz here that's going on, and all of the different plot lines follow along the last days of the campaign. And there are 3 major plot lines and then a subplot line. And so we've got Andy trying to solve the mystery of the pie attack. We've got Tom, Donna, and Ron trying to get some vans to pick up seniors. And then the main campaign team, Leslie, Ben, and April, trying to get out the votes. And then there's a subplot of Chris and his depressing loneliness. So where do we want to start, Jeremy?
Let's start with the beginning of everything. Sorry, I clicked on something else, so I didn't have it. I don't know. I think the pie one was pretty funny. Where does the whole thing ends with? Yeah, I don't know. Where do you think we should start?
Well, I think if we go with Andy, now let's start with Tom. Tom's situation. It's the most removed, and then we go to Andy and the campaign, and we can talk about Chris's deal as we work through the campaign stuff.
This is the part the listeners love the most. Our planning.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. So
okay,
all right. So listener, so just so you know, I've color coded all these scenes, and so the Tom scene is yellow. So as you're thinking about it, think the color yellow.
Yellow.
Is that
which
helping?
Kind of fits Tom, you know? Well, yeah,
because he's a coward.
Paint a word picture of your exactly.
So all right, so. As they're on the bus, Tom gets this call that they have a problem, that the vans that they rented to pick up senior citizens are no longer available. And so Leslie sends Tom and Donna and Ron to go figure it out. And Tom is like, I love Leslie. Tom says, I'll use my legendary Haverford charm. And Leslie's like, I have total faith in you. Take Donna and Ron. Like, you can't do this, Tom, by yourself. So let's send some people alongside. And so they go and they see Bill, who I love the actor who plays Bill. I can't remember his name.
Mike O'Malley.
Mike O'Malley. Yes. I love Mike O'Malley.
Mike O'Malley.
In everything that I've seen him in, I'm like, I think you may be the best part of this episode. And I don't know why I like him so much. It might just be because he plays just such a smarmy person so well. I don't know. But I love Mike O'Malley, and he's Bill, the car rental owner person. And So Tom goes with the crew, and Bill's like, "Hey, you brought the whole posse with you," and he's like, "I'm not changing my mind. The price was $900, but now it's $10,000 because the Newport campaign just gave me $10,000. Just park the vans anywhere." And so I'm going with that. And
that's a lot of money.
It is. It is. They have a ton of money with the Newport campaign that the Nope campaign just doesn't have. So they feel like they are kind of stuck here. And Tom's plan is like, he's just playing hardball. Let's in a few minutes we'll go in and we'll give our demands, and then I'm gonna start crying. So that's Tom. That's why I chose yellow.
Number one negotiating tactic in how to win people, influence people, and win friends.
Right.
Just cry
at them. And so then when it comes back to this crew, Donna is saying to Bill, like, if you park your vans and you don't get anything other than money, but if you let us pay you to take these vans out, you get free publicity where, everybody's going to see your logo on the van. And Donna points out it's just you pressed up on some chick with huge cans. And Bill's like, yeah, everybody needs to know about that day.
That's good. That's a good day.
And he's like, I don't need your publicity. I'll buy more with my $10,000. And so then Tom tries to give him like an in on the ground floor of one of his many business ideas, alcoholic yogurt. Yogurt
platinum. Oh.
Sounds awful.
Would you do it like would you have to put it like a Go-Gurt style thing? Like I don't see like getting like people like getting tipsy with a spoon. That's just too much silverware for that situation.
I do think it would have to be Go-Gurtable. And this is probably why it would never pass the Food and Drug Administration, is because it would look too much like Go-Gurt, and children would grab the yogurt platinum on accident when they're trying to get their strawberry banana Go-Gurt, and probably get a little too
the strawberry banana daiquiri platinum.
Oh man. And have you ever tried to make your own yogurt?
I mean, no, not at all.
Good.
Why?
My mom makes yogurt.
I don't even know how you would do that. How do you do that? I would.
She uses her
take plain
pot.
yogurt and put stuff in it. Isn't that how it works?
Yes, I'm a yogurt chef.
Like, where does yogurt come from? I thought it was just a thing. Like, here's yogurt. Like, it's one of the elements. Yogurt.
It comes out of the cow that way.
Yes, it's yogurt cows.
No, it's they. I don't know how it all works, but there's heat involved.
Okay,
my
yogurt's always been cold.
Mine too. Except when we went to Cuba and found that they just store the yogurt on the shelf, which
it's true.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there are many problems with the Cuban regime, and that was one that I was like, I cannot. The embargo must stand. We can't let this continue.
We can't let warm yogurt get out into the free world.
No, gross. My mom used her Instant Pot to make her own yogurt.
Okay.
So I don't know how you would.
It was instantly disgusting.
I didn't have any. I don't know how you would incorporate alcohol into this whole process, which is, I don't know. Tom has a lot of ideas. This is a terrible one. And Bill points it out that, I don't need your bad idea because I'll just start myself with $10,000. And Tom's like, no, he's going to steal yogurt platinum. And Bill's just like, no, I'm not. Because Bill knows.
It's like Ron's going to do something about it. Like,
right. Tell on him. So Ron asks Donna and Tom to leave, and he's just going to talk to him man to man. And Ron's like, "Look, I understand. I appreciate your devotion to your slavish devotion to the free market, but you can't just cut back on a contract because your word is sacred." And Bill's response is, "Where do you stand on pinky swears, George Washington?" And then Ron is like, "Look, I'll match it. I'll give you $10,000." Because we know Ron is a man of means. He has money. Mm-hmm. He may have buried gold in many places around Pawnee.
Or not.
And he even has decoy gold in some places. So like
fool's gold.
Yeah, Ron has money. But then Bill says, nope, now it's $12,000. And he recognizes that he has a moment here with the only thing he has is these vans, and there's a bidding war for them. And then the price goes up to $15,000, and so there's no way that they're going to get these vans. So they sit as they're leaving. Tom's get on the phone in the back of Donna's Benz, and it's like there's no vans within 50 miles, and for some reason, no one wants to lend me $10,000. And Ron is like, look, we can't, even if we had it, we can't do this because he's just going to demand more. And Ron can say this because that's exactly what happened to him. Like, I have $10,000, and Bill is terrible. And Bill, as they're in the driveway to the parking lot, and Bill's trying to leave, and Donna's blocking the way, and Tom's just like, just stay here. Don't let him out. And Donna is not having it here, right? And so Bill,
we could kind of go back to just, they set the stage a little bit by when Donna drives them to the place. As they're getting out, she hands Tom his shoes in a bag. Because she had to take his shoes off. Yeah, she had to take his shoes off. And then Ron had been eating a sandwich when they left. And she's like, I'm fine with you eating your sandwich here, but don't leave any meat behind. He's like, I never leave meat behind. I'm a man of, it's a thing of honor. And she hands him a dustbuster.
I didn't see any of this in the episode I watched. Oh, man.
Oh, must have been the extended... the director's cut. It's fine. Yeah.
Oh man. Now I'm just scrolling back here
DVD
because I do not have it. Oh,
sorry. It was in the director. I watched the DVD. Yeah, and so it really sets up kind of like how much she really loves her Benz. That's all I was trying to say.
She loves her Benz. When they tried to move Tom out of his house after him and Wendy divorced, she put one box in the back of her Benz. So right. She's not like her baby's delicate. Right. And so Bill is getting more and more frustrated, and he bumps her car, and Donna is not okay with this. And so she's like, you guys got your seatbelts on? And she's like, yeah. And so then she just speeds back into Bill's truck and gets out and is like, you just rear-ended me. And Bill's like, that's not what happened. And Donna's like, I got witnesses. And Tom's like, yeah, it went down just like my girl said. And you mean bald man? And then Bill's like, what about you? A man's word is sacred. And Ron's like, yeah, but you're a swear word. And so Ron is on board with Donna's plan. And Donna's like, look, we can settle this now. I will accept payment in van rentals.
Got him.
Yeah, totally got him. So the vans are coming through, which is great. So
go pick up those old people.
Go get them tomorrow, not today. They're already in bed. Diversity tomorrow, soup. Because today is almost over.
I say that like it's a bad thing, but I really like soup.
Soup is awesome. I'm a fan of soup.
Wait, what did you say? Diversity tomorrow because today's what?
Almost over.
Oh, yeah.
From The Office. If you are a racist, I will attack you with the North. End of video. All right. So Andy's plot line here as head of security. They're on the minivan, and he is telling people what's going on, that Leslie was attacked by a pie, and there's a video of a pie attack, and it hits Jerry in the face, and Andy even says, luckily it only hit Jerry, so no damage was done. And this evidence, the only evidence is this video shot by April. And so this is my case. I'm on it. Burt Macklin's greatest assignment yet. And then he starts.
Macklin's back.
Yeah, I'm in. Back again. He's not messing around. And so he is looking through all of the cupboards. One of my favorite parts of this, in the motorhome, and like they're all above all the seating areas, and he leans right in to Ben. And so Ben is just getting Andy's crotch right in his face. He's like, no, as he's looking through all the cabinets. And then Ben is Andy gives security names. So he's Eagle 1, and is been there, done that. April is currently doing that. Don is It Happened Once in a Dream. Chris is If I Had to Pick a Dude, and Ben is Eagle 2.
Oh, thank goodness.
And so
what would Tom's been?
I don't know.
Tom didn't get a nickname.
Tom didn't get one. Ron didn't get one. We find out later that when the next time they are at the campaign, Um, we find Leslie's nickname is "I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it."
Okay, everybody
we
got
don't
one.
get a
Almost
Ron
everyone got
nickname
one.
or a Donna nickname. So, yeah. So,
No, Donna is happened once in a dream.
Oh, it happened once in a dream.
No
Yeah, that's
Jerry
right.
nickname.
Jerry, yes, which is good. So we continue down this line, and Andy is investigating. And the next time we focus in on this is Andy's staring at off camera. He said, "I've been staring at this board for days," and then it cuts to the board, and it's just a picture of Leslie and a picture of Pi and a single string connecting the two. So he's got his conspiracy wall up and just one line. That's all he's got. And so he's like, "All right, Jerry, we're going to do this again. There's got to be something we missed." And so he has a pie and has Jerry, and he's like reenacting the pie hitting Jerry's face. And he's like, "Did it come in like this?" And Jerry's like, "Yeah." No, he's like, "No, it's actually higher." And then he starts squishing it in. He's like, "Jerry, don't close your eyes." Yeah, so
they show like, let's go clean yourself up and we'll take it from the top, and they show like a whole table of pies. He's gonna go through, he's gonna do this over and over again.
This is his whole strategy for solving this crime, this attack.
Who's protecting Leslie? Like it.
Yeah, good point. Leslie's just out there on her own with no security. And then we'll see Andy come at it again, and this is where he's actually solving the crime, because he sees Leslie leaving the building, and Jerry's with him. And then he's like, "All right, Leslie was in front of you, so the assailant had terrible aim, or Leslie wasn't the target." And behind Jerry, we see Ben. And so Andy realizes that Ben was the target, and he circles him with permanent marker on the TV on the motorhome that they're renting. And so Andy's like, "Go, go find a list of everyone Ben's ever fired." And so that's their suspect list, and we find that who the suspect is during the credit scene, as at the end of the day, Andy comes up, and there's Sewage Joe, who was fired for sending a picture of his penis to everyone. And "You've come here to pie Ben." And Joe's like, "Yep." Andy's response is like, "I dare you. I dare you." And so Sewage Joe does. And then they arrest him. They arrest him, and Andy is like, "Yeah, hey, I did it. I solved the problem." Yeah. So good job, Bert. Good job.
But it did come from a high angle, because Sewage Joe's a very tall individual.
He is.
I mean, that's good sleuthing, good detective work.
Yep. So
just gotta actually stop the X crime.
Yeah, maybe try harder next time, Andy. Be a tryhard. So they as they're on the bus, though, we also see that Leslie, all the way back to the beginning, Leslie is assigning people different things, and she asks April to go get her some coffee, and it was like, "I'm on it," and Chris is like, "No, I have to go. I have to keep moving, otherwise I will die," essentially, because as we hear in his talking head, he's had a very difficult year romantically with Millicent Gergich, Ann Perkins, and his professor, a lot of disappointments. And so he needs to stay busy, stay occupied. Otherwise, he'll get into his thought place, and that's not a great place. So Chris is going to be wearing his Bumbleflex shirt that we met when Leslie was on suspension, and he has affixed Leslie's face to it because he's on Team Nope. And so he's just going to be doing errands most of the day, essentially. And so then we cut to the park where Leslie's first campaign event is, and this is where we learn Leslie's nickname or code name. I'd be lying if I hadn't thought about it in a dream, or I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. And so they're going through the whole the campaign stump speech. And she's got some consistent messaging. She wants better schools, cleaner streets, expel the violent gangs of geese in Detweiler Square, and finally eliminate the city's libraries. And that's where she gets the applause line.
To applause, yeah.
And it cuts to a talking head about how Ben and they've worked to make this a well-oiled machine. The speech is only 10 minutes, 40 seconds, and then he can even time out, like, this is where the laugh's going to be. Big laugh in the distance. And then this is where it goes silence after Leslie tries to do a Rodney Dangerfield impression, and it's really bad. And and Ben's like, it never works, but she insists on trying. So the speech is going great, and then she's like, we deserve better than the Newports trying to exploit our city. Together we can build a better Pawnee. And then it kicks into Get on Your Feet, and dancers come out and they start shooting shirts out of cannons. And Ben points out that everybody says they care about issues. At the end of the day, all anyone really wants is free clothing shot at them from a cannon. Which
that was hilarious. That like the one guy, like everyone's wearing their Nope t-shirts, their blue Dope t-shirts, and they're shooting out more blue Dope t-shirts, and this one guy gets one and he's like super pumped because I mean it's the same t-shirt he was already wearing,
right?
He's like, yeah, I got a free t-shirt.
No, I've got two.
I got two.
Yeah, it's kind of like when in the future Ben wins a blue shirt. Look how blue it is.
Yeah,
for sparkle water. Look how blue it is. All right. So then it cuts to another campaign event, and Leslie's doing the stump speech. And a reporter asks, Leslie, can you comment on Bobby's father, Nick Newport? And she says he's been intimidating and bullying, poisoning this town for years. Frankly, he's a jerk. And if he thinks he can buy this election for his son, he's wrong. Reporter finishes the question. I meant, can you comment on Nick Newport dying earlier today? And Leslie's like, he died? And she's shocked. And her response is, I sad.
Is that your official response?
I sad. And she's like, no, it's overall a bummer. Oof.
I read on IMDb.
Yeah.
What?
You said you read on IMDb?
No, I read on the trivia on IMDb that whole bummer line was based on Paul McCartney's reaction to John Lennon's death.
No. What?
Because I guess Paul McCartney said that was a bummer.
Oh no. Oh, that's not cool.
Sorry.
Wow, you really pulled the joy right out of this.
Oh yes. Well, anyway, so then what happens, Jason?
Well, then Leslie's like, and together we could build a better Pawnee. She's just trying to get off the stage, but then that's the cue for the music to play and the shirt cannons to come out. And then it cuts to the TV. Leslie saying, frankly, he's a real jerk. And Perd Hapley is saying harsh words, but this reporter does love those t-shirt cannons. And
they need to change that song. Get on your feet. Just isn't really working for them.
No, and it's an omen of bad things to come. And so then Jen is like, look, this is not a time for politics. I'm calling on Leslie to cancel all her campaign events out of respect for the Newport family. And anything else would be a classless move on par with spray painting nipples on the Lincoln Memorial. Which I'm surprised nobody's done.
It's very, very specific. It's very, very specific thing Jen said there.
So then they're in the van watching this, and Leslie has an emergency meeting saying, like, what do we have to do? And Anne is like, we need to stop doing campaign events. You called a dead man a jerk. And Ben's like, it's unfortunate, but the stakes are too high. We have to keep going. And so they're back and forth for a while. And Leslie turns to April, and April's like, I wasn't listening, but I strongly disagree with Anne. Then she looks to Andy, and Andy's response is, and she moves on. And Chris responds with, we should absolutely keep campaigning. The worst possible thing we could do is to stop, because if the campaign stops, we all stop, and stopping is certain death. Who wants a panini? Anyone? And then he goes to get sandwiches. So Leslie says, we're going to stay on the campaign, but we're going to do it in a classy and respectful way to get Anne off our backs. So yeah, high ground there, Leslie. And so the next campaign event is Leslie reading to children a book about Groffle, the Awful Waffle, a book she wrote and published on behalf of her education initiative. And so she asks for questions to the children. And the first child says, how did Groffle cross the Syrup River? And why did you call Mr. Newport a jerk? And, and then Leslie's like, well, I shouldn't have done that. We should be respectful of all dead people. I mean, not Stalin or Hitler. I'm not calling him Hitler. And then a reporter who we met a couple episodes ago is like, Miss Nope, I have a follow-up question. What I'm deciding to call Jerkgate. Are there any other deceased members of Bobby Newport's family you'd like to attack? And quit ducking the waffle question. Did Groffel use a boat of some kind? And then Ben comes in and is like, no, we're done. We're out of here. And then another reporter, are we to assume that he swam across the Syrup River?
Answer the question.
Yeah, so then they are back brainstorming what to do, and Anne's like, you've got to apologize to Bobby and stop campaigning. And Ben is like, all right, let's just do it real quick, and then we'll get the details to the press. It restores your reputation, buys us time. It's good. We keep doing the thing. And Anne's like, that's not going to work. It's just sneaky. And she doesn't like it. And Leslie's response is, for once, this is not about you. A man is dead. And so then Ben, this is, as I was going through, like, this is Ben's fatal flaw in this whole situation, because he called the Newport campaign and talked to Bobby's people to give 10 minutes alone with Bobby, which gave Jen the opportunity to know when they were coming, because they head on their way over to the Newport estate in their van with Leslie's face on it, and they, or bus, I should say, and they see there's a memorial service / press conference happening that Jen is leading, and the Ben realizes it's a trap and they have to get out of here, but to back up out of the thing in the giant bus creates a big beeping, and Jen is trying to have this solemn moment, and here's this bus coming to a memorial service, and they back it up into a portrait of Nick Newport, and they crash it over. So Leslie's face crashes into Nick's face, and it's all bad. And Jen is just like, this can't get any worse, can it? She says, I feel like he's dying all over again.
And as they pull forward, they drag the picture, just dragging it into the driveway.
Yeah, it's so good. This is like comedy, slapstick wonderfulness, all that's going on here, because like the driver, we don't know who the driver is of this whole situation, but he's in a way that cannot win no matter what. And so we're just focusing on our team, the Leslie campaign. And it's like everybody on that bus is like, this was bad. So it was very funny. And so
fun fact, Jason.
Yes.
The mansion, IMDb fact that they used for the Newport residence is the same one portrayed as the Clampett home in Beverly Hillbillies, the mansion one they moved into. Yeah,
interesting.
That's a way more fun fact than Paul McCartney saying bummer about John Lennon's death.
That is
not to bring that back up again.
Hey, how did he respond when George Harrison died? Did you get that?
No comment.
He just had no comment. Okay, that's good. I think George would have respected that, because he was often considered to be.
Dang it! I thought you were saying, what did John Lennon say when he said that? So I was like, no comment. She said George Harrison. I was like, I don't know.
George Harrison died after John Lennon died. Come on, get your Beatles history straight.
My bad.
My kids ask me over and over again, who's dead in this? Which one is dead? 2 of them are dead. Ringo? No, Ringo's going to live forever.
He will live forever.
Which is amazing.
Just waiting for someone to start the music so he can drum.
Yeah. Oh, I love Ringo. He's fun. So as the bus finally parks, Leslie comes out and is like, hi, sorry, are we late? And then it's a commercial break and cuts back to Jen talking to somebody in the, one of the people in the Newport estate, saying, hey, I just want to make sure Nick Newport and I had a handshake agreement, and I just want to make sure I'm getting paid. It was a lot of money. So, and then Ben's like, I can't believe you turned this whole situation into a sideshow. And Jen's like, no, you knew I was going to do this. I'm just faster than you, because you were going to try to use this to get your reputation back up. And so I know what you're up to. I'm just faster and better at this than you are. And Leslie's like, we brought a sorry for your lost fruit basket. It's very classy. No melons, no apples. Which I think really would have brought a lot of comfort to the family. And
so
and
just
so
like pears and oranges
I
and
guess
grapes. I don't know,
strawberries.
man.
Yeah. So then Jen kind of walks off. She's like, Leslie's like, this is all my fault. I'm not better than her. And Leslie's like, yeah, you are. All you need to do is stop and just go apologize to Bobby. And so Leslie's response, thanks. Where was that advice 6 hours ago? And while this is all happening, they're at the house. Chris comes and tells April like he got all the stuff that she wanted her to do done for him. And then uh, April's like, all right, that's fine. Just go sit down and stop bothering me. And Chris is like, I can't. I've had a tough year. And if I am alone with my thoughts, I go to a darker place. And then April's like, listen, you dodged some bullets with some of these relationships, and you've got a lot of friends somewhere. I assume you're going to be just fine. And Chris is like, you're right. I'm going to be just fine. And he tries to affirm this. And then right away, he'll say, I'll be fine. I'm not fine. It didn't work. So he has no patience. So Leslie goes and finds Bobby, and he is playing Xbox bowling. And he invites Leslie to play. And Leslie's like, why don't you play on the real one? The camera pans back. There's an actual bowling alley right next to his little TV set up. And he's like, I like this one because the little guy looks like me. And using the power of the Kinect, he waves, Bobby waves, and his avatar waves at the same time. It's a fun little moment. And then
if you could have like if you could have like one splurge in your house, like a crazy putting in a swimming pool, or I don't know, a trampoline room. I don't know what you would do. Like what would, because I think I would have a bowling alley lane. That would be my one thing. What would you do? Like if you could have.
I would also probably do a bowling alley because it could do multiple things. It could also be for archery, a gun range.
Oh, there you go.
I don't have a bow and arrow or a gun, but I could, because I could also don't currently have a bowling lane. So I mean, the world's my oyster at that point. Could have a bunch of oysters.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems like a good multi-purpose narrow thing.
Yeah, as far as narrow rooms go,
yeah,
that's the best option.
But a pool would also be nice. But or like an indoor basketball court. And like those, how some gyms like have a track that runs around the top of the basketball court. One of those also.
Yeah. Wow. That's now you're just expanding your house. Like you're really going for it now. Oh, oops. I put through on a second level in this fantasy room.
I mean, if I could do anything, what's
sure. I guess that was
me? So
I'm not.
There's a
need permits or anything.
Yeah, there's a reporter named Steve Dennis who on Twitter on Fridays just shares links to amazing and bizarre Zillow listings. I love it. I love looking through those because there's some things that he finds are just like, how did anybody say this was a good idea? Like there's a room that is it's all like in like a vertigo type inducing spiral paint job all everywhere. And so nowhere you look can you actually see any walls or corners, but they're there. So it's very, very confusing. So that's what I would probably have a vertigo room.
Vertigo room.
Or a back to
or
tank.
Like one of those hall.
So in case I ever get hurt.
There we go. Now we're going to go down the nerd route. Perfect. I'll have a Rancor pit in mine.
Yeah, why not? I mean, if I could do anything.
Why not? Right.
I would I would have a hollow deck.
Could really take out my podcast enemies with it,
Yes, yeah. I'm coming after you, Marin. So Bobby's sad. Leslie comes to apologize. He's like, look, I'm sorry I called your dad a jerk. He's like, you know what? It's okay. He was a million years old, and he was a kind of a jerk. And I only did this to impress him, and he didn't care. So Leslie goes and tells a story about how she tried to impress her mom by running and in track, and she was terrible at it. She hated it, and she came in last, and she thought her mom would be disappointed, but her mom was super proud of her. And Bobby's like, wow, that's a great story. I don't get it, but thank you. So Leslie explains it to her. You finish the race. win or lose, I bet that your dad was super proud of you that you did this and you finished it. And so Bobby's like, thank you. Now I get it. And then cut to the last scene here at the Newport residence with Bobby talking to the crowd at the memorial service / press conference. And he's like, thank you for coming. Let me tell you a little story. And then he goes and basically tells Leslie's story, except this time he won. And it was awesome. And his dad was super proud of me. And Bobby closes the story by saying, that's just a great story that happened between me and my dad and nobody else.
Everyone just like politely claps. Like, oh yeah.
And Leslie the whole time is like, that's my story. And so
but they're like, Bob, we're dead. We're dead.
Yeah. But then Bob's like, before we go, I want to bring up a guest, someone who's been super supportive and mega cool. Leslie, no, come on up here. And he's like, listen, you guys need to be nicer to her. We talked person to person. She's really great. And people, don't be mean. And if you don't vote for me tomorrow, you should vote for her because she's super awesome. Leslie, we did it. You could see Jen just be like, what's happening?
I'm out. Yeah, it just turns around, walks away.
Yeah. And she walks away into the house, and there she finds Chris. And Jen had inquired about Chris in a previous episode if he, what's his deal with relationships. And she finds Chris sitting there and is like, hey, Chris, there's 30 bedrooms in this house. Bobby's in one. There's a dead guy in another. The rest are free. What do you say? And Chris takes him and is like, oh, wow, that's very flattering, but you're the opposition. And Jen's like, look, this campaign's over. My job is done. And let's just do this. I'm really good at it. And Chris is like, okay. So that's Chris's end of the day. Like, this all worked out for Chris. So, and that's the bus tour. That's the whole episode.
So that's how Chris gets his depression cured, I guess. That's the takeaway.
Yeah, that's one way. Children. So when you're sad, no, don't
wait for a
Jason.
Campaign manager that just finished a race. Anyway, yeah.
I think that's what we should all take away from this one. So Any other fun facts about people dying or anything that you want to share from IMDb?
About the show? No.
Yeah.
I could find other fun facts about people dying, but I don't know how many are fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this today, I mean, as we're recording this, I mean, there's some heaviness in the world around us in entertainment to bring it down a notch. Everybody, I mean, we lost Betty White. Sidney Poitier died today. There's a lot of things going on. And so I just want to encourage everybody, hold your celebrities closely. You don't know how long you won't be able to not know them in real life. So that's what I have to say about that.
Gonna go light some candles here real quick.
Yeah. So, but I will say,
when John Madden, come on,
John Madden died too. Yeah, man. Yeah. So many. The lights shine so bright for so long. And these folks were
welcome to the first podcast of they're like 1 million years old. Welcome to the first podcast of 2022, people. Let's do a quick recap of who died recently.
Yeah, in memoriam.
No, let's not do that. Yeah.
I do think though, like, I love Betty White like as much as anybody else, right? She was a treasure. And I wonder, because People magazine was going to throw her this big 100-year birthday party. And they published magazines with her face on it, saying they were going to do that. And she died 17 days short of her birthday. And
that's right.
After all the things have been printed, I think Betty White, as one of the greatest comedians of all time, was like, you know how I'm going to really do one last joke, one last prank on People magazine? I'm going to check out early. So I think she would appreciate that as a joke. I think she'd be like, yes, absolutely. Let's do this. So
got him.
I mean, I don't know Betty White at all other than from TV. So, but I think that brings me comfort knowing like, yeah, People magazine did this whole thing. And then she's like, I'm not going to that.
That's a lot better than everyone else's predictions that she was like, oh man, 2022 is going to be terrible. I'm done.
I'm out of here. Yeah, we'll see.
She knew. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that was terrible as well. Man.
Anyway,
I should
like
stop
the
talking about people
mortality
dying.
of celebrities, this episode 2 shall end.
Yes. Quick wrap up thoughts. As far as how what'd you think of this episode? I know you said in the beginning you really liked it.
I love it. Anytime we get we get Leslie kind of on the ropes because things are not going the way she wants. It's fun for me. Mm-hmm. The reporters are great as well. Jerk gate, all kinds of fun stuff. So we got Michael Malley. I love this episode. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, same thing. I mean, it's just kind of one of those it's the episode before the finale, and so we had to get through this to get to the big finale. And I thought it, yeah, it was a lot of fun. All the main players. Again, I really like the supporting cast. I thought Donna was awesome in this one. Even Jerry's small bits when she's like, I need somebody that when Leslie kind of freaks out, she says, I need everybody to surround me in order of how much I trust them. And Jerry just kind of starts backing away. So, yes. Little bits like that, even though they weren't really featured, it was great. And the pie, I mean, obviously it was great. So, and Andy, Burt Macklin. Yeah, it was a great episode. So, 8.3 on IMDb for what that's worth. And then next week, win, lose, or draw, our next episode. So, there you go. That's the season 4 finale.
Oh, man. Season 4. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? It's almost in the rear view. One more episode, friends. And then season 4 rides off into the sunset.
And then we'll take a break. No, that's not true. We just got back. No.
I don't know. So, all right.
We don't follow the show seasons.
No, we do our own thing.
That's right.
We're like jazz of podcasting. So, I don't even know what I mean anymore. All right. Listener, if you have feedback, like maybe
be nice. No.
Be nice about it. But you can email us, parksandconversation@gmail.com. You can also like and subscribe and tell your friends about it. If you really don't like people, tell your enemies. You should listen to this.
Yeah, especially if they have especially if they have a podcast and need somebody to fight.
Right. I mean, if you're looking for some podcast nemesis, we're available. I mean, I don't know where we sign up for that, but let's do it.
Craigslist ad, throw one out for us.
Do people still use Craigslist?
I don't know.
You know what I'll do? I'll put it on Buy Nothing. You don't have to pay for my nemesis services.
Free podcast, pick up at the front of the porch.
Just let me know you're coming. My dog. So we're
done with this episode. Somebody else can have it.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later.
All right. I'll talk to you. Bye.
Bye.